Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. I'm here with all of today's news basically. There's been a bit of it, let's put it that way anyway. So start off with the title basically that says Rabiot. Basically Bayern Munich have made a late move to sign the midfielder. It's been dragging on with Barcelona, hadn't it, for quite a while, and it's a player that everyone really wanted us to sign. I think everyone wanted this move to happen, you know what I mean? They really, really wanted this to happen. And it's very strange. I mean, Bayern Munich have gone in, late move for him. Apparently he's not played since early December. It's a mad one, like, really mad one. And we were linked with him. I'm interested to know your thoughts because he seemed like the kind of midfielder that we should be getting, you know what I mean? The type of midfielder that we could really use in the squad. Really tall, really powerful, good with the ball on his feet, isn't he? And I don't know. It'd be a shame for Liverpool not to be in for this one, you know what I mean? Yeah, sorry about being late. I didn't realise it made the thing when you set it up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, let me know what you think on this. Next up, Camacho. So he played the other day, and a lot of people slating him. After watching it back, his position wasn't great, was it? But apparently, Portuguese outlet Record claimed Jurgen Klopp has vetoed the loan transfer of Rafa Camacho to Sporting Lisbon. Apparently, he'd agreed an 18-month loan with Sporting Lisbon. Mad one, really mad one. And it must just show, look, obviously we've let Klein go. So he's gone, well, we can't let Camacho go as well. He's been talking about youth coming through. A lot of people might have thought that it'd be the new guy Hoover, because he is basically the right back, isn't he? I know he played centre back the other day, but he plays right back. That's what he's coming into the team for, apparently. Mad one. I mean, he looked really promising pre-season, didn't he? Really, really promising. And we've not seen enough of him. I just don't think the other day, especially against Wolves, I just don't think positionally he was very good. But honestly, that could have been Jurgen Klopp just going, get up down the wing and basically pin their fullback back. And I guess that worked to an extent. But, you know what I mean? It is a mad one for me. I think, look, Camacho's a great prospect. You saw him, again, pre-season. He looked really, really good for me. And you're thinking, can this guy develop? Can Klopp take this team and basically make him even better? Again, let me know your thoughts on that. Another weird one, Ryan Kent, another youth player. Rangers are planning to hold talks with Liverpool over a permanent deal for Ryan Kent. Look, he's been really, really good against for Rangers, hasn't he? Well, not really good, but he's been performing to a good level, and it's nice to see him going out there and showing what he showed again. It's pre-season stuff. We've seen all these young kids and they're playing really well in pre-season, but we saw them, I think it was in the German tour, that German pre-season, he was coming there, tricky winger, confident on the ball, and you're thinking, wow, this lad could be really, really good for us. He could be in behind. Obviously, we had a few more youngsters then. I think there was Ojo and Jari and that coming through as well. But he's been performing there, and it'd be interesting if we did decide to get rid of him. I think another young prospect, one of them that you kind of want to keep around. You kind of want to think, don't get rid. Because it's another one of these players where, yes, he might not get into the squad now, but keep him out on loan. I mean, it could be a buyback deal thing, you know what I mean? It could be a buyback thing, and we've been really good at doing that in these transfer windows lately. And it is interesting. I mean, here we go. I'm reading off a sheet, by the way, just so everyone can see. The lone winger has impressed during a short spell with Steven Gerrard's side, despite being contracted at Anfield until 2020. So he's contracted until 2020. Yeah, so it's one of them. I think keep hold of him. Let him stay at Rangers. Let him play out the full season. Take him back. Give him the pre-season and see what he can do. I really feel like we shouldn't get rid of these players. You may as well bring them through the ranks. They've learned, obviously, with Gerrard, and he's learned with the first team and stuff like that. Keep them going for me. But again, I want to know what you think. George says that's what buyback clauses are for. Yeah, exactly. Maybe a ton of them where you sell them and you just go buyback clause of 15 mil. We did it with Jordan Ibe, really, really good deal. I think we've done it with Solanke, haven't we? Another good deal there. And I guess it's taking the pressure off them as well a tiny bit. It's just saying, look, Just go over there, have a go, see what you can do with your career. And you know what? If you're good enough, if you do it at a consistent level and you become to the level that Liverpool need you to be, then we'll bring you back, mate. And I think that gives a massive incentive there, doesn't it? And then last one on my sheet, obviously there's more comments and I'll be speaking about a few of the things that you've talked about there, don't worry. But odds on Virgil van Dijk is now as short as 4-5 to win the PFA Player of the Year award. The Dutchman was available at 125-1 at the start of the season, and he's accounted for 26.5% of bets on the market since the 10th of August. 125-1. How mad is that? This is a man who has transformed our defence. You know what I mean? He's just unbelievable. I say it every time I talk about him. He's like a Rolls Royce defender. He brings everyone up to his level, and that's what world-class players do. You saw it with Luis Suarez when we had him. He literally raised everyone's level, didn't he? And it was fantastic to see. And it's fantastic to see now with Virgil van Dijk. It was the one area where you're thinking, we need to strengthen. Obviously, Alisson's had a massive, massive part of that. But, wow, for him to be 125-1 at the start, and now 4-5, he's just tearing it up, isn't he? And it's not even like he's tearing it up. He's strolling around and sorting out everything that we need him to sort out, and he is fantastic. Best Scott, 14. Tom, we need a centre-back. If not, I'm going to cry. I mean, yeah, but it's weird because we have so much... Weirdly, we have so much cover there, but they're all injured. It's really strange, and as soon... It's weird because you figure anyone next to Virgil van Dijk, and this ties into this, anyone next to Virgil van Dijk is going to have their level raised. They can trust their other centre-back. Same with the left-backs and all of that. I really, really feel like once Gomez is back, once Matip's back, once Lovren just has these niggles every now and then, doesn't he? But Gomez and Matip are fantastic, and I don't think there's any point in buying anyone in January because they're going to come back and tear up. It is a shame that Ragnar Klavan's gone, isn't it? Because he was that player where it was like, he doesn't mind being on the bench. So, and then when he's left, you're like, well, do we have that cover of someone who just sits off the bench? And it is mad. I feel like there are a few centre-backs we can go out there and get. I mean, there's Matt Hummels. Someone just said, sorry, the comments are going really fast, so I can't really see. But Matt Hummels, basically, could we get him on loan? There's talk about people want to see Connor Cody. Connor Cody's fantastic for me. Maybe a little bit different, but Tobias says Hummels is shit, no point in getting him. Again, if he's comfortable just sitting on the bench, though, that's the thing. That's the kind of centre-back I feel we need because we don't want to stunt Gomez's growth. That's the whole point, is making sure Gomez gets all the game time he can get for me because he's the partner with Van Dijk. He is first choice partner for me. There's also Tarkowski. I've heard a lot about that. I don't really want to talk about that because the links came from the Sun. We all know how we feel about them, so I don't really care. I mean, Tarkowski is one of them where I guess he's playing on an all right level, isn't he? I don't know. I feel like again we need that player behind them all. Yeah, I mean we had some more comments. Sorry, you can see my finger in the screen. Was someone was saying Milner to Leeds. I mean, I really hope he doesn't go to Leeds. He might go at the end of the season again. I really hope he doesn't go to Leeds. He is really, 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 really good in the squad, and it's more just the fact that it's weird because we let Lucas go, and he was sort of the same player, old in the squad, good head, really good for everyone in the squad in terms of that, not father figure, but you know what I mean, old professional, senior pro that everyone knows that's what you should be expected to be. Is in your early 30s. Sorry, is this player who can do everything. He's been everywhere. He's done everything. You can help everyone over the line. You know what I mean? Anita had half a dump says, "Oh yeah, nice name." Milner will not go to Leeds. Yeah, I know. I hope he doesn't. I really, really hope he doesn't. He's fantastic in this team. Really, really good. And he was top assist in the Champions League last season. You know what I mean? He's still got this quality, and he's played again with some of the best players in the world, and he still is. You know what I mean? We need him. We need him in there, and for him to go would be horrible. Cahill for 6 months. Cahill maybe. Apparently he's past it though. I feel we've got good enough defenders there. I know we've got an injury crisis here, but I don't think it's that bad. As soon as these players start coming back, I really feel like we'll forget about this. You know what I mean? We've been really, really unlucky. Like Gomez is one. I think someone landed on his leg. It's tough. You should be able to rely on Lovren, and the fact that we can't is insanely frustrating because he's that player that you need to be in there as your third choice, really, isn't he? He's third choice centre back, not counting Van Dijk in because he's just first choice everything. He's the first name on the team sheet. Let's see here. We do need a lone centre back. Anyone can get injured again. Yeah, maybe, but maybe we need to get a left winger then because we've got no one else who can play left wing, do we? I mean, Keita can kind of fit in there. Is it worth bringing Ryan Kent back? Maybe. I mean, there's no talk of this. This is just me, like, making up stuff to try and make myself feel better with the situation. But if Mane was to get injured, then what you do? Then we have to change the whole situation. So there's always going to be worries about injuries, and I feel like we shouldn't get too bogged down with it all. Someone says Gomez will be back in 2 weeks. Exactly. It's one of them. I really feel like it's not as bad of a situation. We've just got to get through this little stretch, haven't we? We've got Brighton, then we've got a week off, and yeah, it's one of them. It's not as bad, I think, as everyone's saying. Fabinho might do it for us at the back, says Joan Fisher. Yeah, exactly. I mean, he didn't look too good the other day, but that's because he didn't have basically, what was meant to happen against Wolves was Fabinho was going to sit in, and then Lovren was meant to talk him through the game and help him through the game. Even though Fabinho has played centre-back for Monaco, apparently, and he's played at right-back for Brazil and stuff, he was meant to have someone there to help him through that, and he ended up being the senior player with basically Milner and Mignolet kind of telling him what to do, and it just didn't work. And I was there, and it was dire, that defensive performance. Obviously, Hoover, I thought he had a bad game, and then I rewatched it on Chris's stat show, which you should watch, and I realised just how good of a game he had, and that's the thing is, it's just a massive difference when Van Dijk's in the team, isn't it? And maybe he'll be perfect. When Van Dijk's in the team, we can see just how good he is, you know what I mean? Yeah, you need to watch Chris's stat show basically on Hoover because, wow, it properly changed my mind. Harry Cooper talking about Wilson. I want to talk about Wilson. And I'm interested to know, would you have him back? Apparently there's been no talks of him coming back, and Frank Lampard said he's really happy about that. He's scoring some worldies, isn't he? And he's such an exciting player. But he's another one of these. I was talking about Ryan Kent before. Another one of these where you just go, stay out there, have a really, really good time over there, and then come back with so much confidence, so much belief in yourself, and show it for us. Because at the moment, does he get in ahead of anyone? I mean, he might get in terms of as backup, but there aren't that many games where we need backups anymore, does he? Do we? So, do you put him on the left behind Mane? There's so many positions all over the pitch that he could play, but we just have these world-class players, don't we? It's really good. Someone's talking about Koulibaly there. That's a mad one. Apparently, there's a few clubs in for him, United and Chelsea being two, and 70 million price tag, if I'm not mistaken. It might be higher than that. He's a brilliant player. I don't think we're going to go in for him because it's one of them. We have Gomez there. I really feel like Gomez is the future, and I don't want to stunt his growth. He was looking like just not. It's weird. Maybe he was world class at that period of time. There was times when people would look at Van Dijk, teams would look at Van Dijk, and they go, "No, we're gonna have a go at Gomez," and Gomez stood up to it and played better than Van Dijk in certain games. So you know what I mean. I don't know how to say his name, but yeah, I mean, again, I really just don't think we need these centre backs, lads. I really don't think that we need them. Because Gomez is that good. Matip's not fantastic, but he's good enough most of the time against the lower opposition. Yeah, we have a brilliant squad there. Let's see. Sturridge as well. Sturridge was disappointing against Wolves considering he's out of contract. Yeah, I know. I thought that too. We said a lot of that on the final word. Yeah, so Finn Taisu. Sorry, I've pronounce your first name right anyway. Opinions on Sturridge, keep or get rid. Sturridge is a mad one, isn't he? Keep him on the bench for me. Again, I'm interested to know all your thoughts. Keep him on the bench and use him as a super sub because that's when he's the best. You saw it against Chelsea and he's coming up, when he starts the games, he seems like coming up against fresh defenders. He just doesn't seem to have the legs, the willingness to do anything anymore, does he? And it's so disappointing. Not disappointing, it's so frustrating because we've seen Sturridge play some unbelievable football. He is an unbelievable footballer, but when he starts games, he just doesn't seem to have the legs anymore. But he still has quality in there, and when he's playing with a first choice attack, he's something different. You know what I mean? But when he's told to just do it by himself, he doesn't seem to have it anymore, and it's so annoying. But at the end of games, when you've got Mo, Bobby, Mane on the pitch already, and you're just going for the game, why not get him on the pitch? Why not get him in and around the box, having shots on goal? Because that's what Daniel Sturridge is there for now. It's a shame because you want him to be there to win you these cup games and have more game time. That's what he's getting, game time. But he just doesn't seem to be able to do that. Let's see. What's your opinion on possible Timo Werner move to LFC? I personally would love it, says Oscar Gregerson. Yeah, Timo Werner, great player, really good player. And I feel like there's been a lot of talk from people wanting another striker, and maybe we do need another striker. If you're looking at the options that we have, saw Riga the other day. He scored the other day, but he wasn't fantastic. But again, is that because he's not playing with our normal first 11? Because that's a big thing for me, is you're coming in with a disjointed team, you can't really play that well. Timo Werner, yeah, good buy. He's a great player. All the talk is that he's fantastic, you know what I mean? So, yeah, all the best players, get him in. All these young talents, get him in, because why not? Let's see. Jacob Naylor, Fekir will be a shout, and Rabiot can afford. I'm guessing that means can't afford. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Fekir, I don't really want to talk about him. We're not in for him, but he has been playing really well, hasn't he, in the French league, and it is disappointing that he failed his medical and that we're not going to really go back in for him, isn't it? Because look, he is a quality player again, and it's one of them where you just got to get the best players in your team and put them on the pitch and hope that something develops, and Jurgen Klopp, with the best players in the world, can do magical things. Another one, there's a lot of people lately have been going, would you take Coutinho back? And this is all over Twitter, everywhere, and I'm interested again to know your thoughts. Would you take Coutinho back? As long as it's not as much as they paid for him. You know what I mean? But again, we have, like Simon Batchelor says, we want Ox back. We've got Ox waiting there. You know what I mean? He's one of them where he sold up that position and then he got injured. It's so disappointing. But Coutinho is one of them where he could just do things out of nowhere. You know what I mean? He'd pick up the ball and he'd score a worldie, or he'd play a lovely slide rule pass in. And we forget, last season in the Champions League run, he was the left winger and he was playing it fantastically. Some of the play that he did was unreal, and he's one of the reasons why we scored so many goals in that early part of the Champions League, wasn't he? And just an amazing player. I don't know if he fits what we want to do, and that's the mad thing, is we're very much fast passing move and incisive play, whereas he seems to like to dribble with it too much, keeping the ball too much. And obviously Naby Keita's trying to do that more than trying to dribble past players. But look, I think the time of Coutinho's past, and it'd be funny if he went to like Arsenal or something like that, because you just go, why have you left us? Why did you leave us and try and forge it at Barcelona, and it didn't work out, and now you're back at the Premier League and you're against us? If he goes to Arsenal or Chelsea, I mean, he won't go to United. He won't go to United. He will get so much stick, and I just kind of want to forget about him. I really do. I wanted him to do well in Barca. I wanted him to play well, because we're never going to play them unless we're fighting them in the Champions League. And even then, I didn't want him to play, because you know what he can do against us. Someone's saying about another centre-back. I like Bolly from Wolves. Yeah, he stood up to Mo Salah, didn't he, when Mo Salah came on the other day? Really just massive powerhouse of the defender. And Adam C. Luthwaite says Neves. Yeah, Neves, another fantastic player. I'm not sure they fit our team. Like, there's so many good players, but you need to be fast, skilled on the ball. You need to be around world class to get into the side now, and there's no point in going for less, really. That you need to bring in better players to relegate you now. Your first team is now below, and that's what we've kind of done with Hendo. He's now not first choice in that midfield. Brilliant. He's still a good player, and we now have better. You know what I mean? So it is one of them. Let's see, one more before we go away. Chad Jacobs. Keita hasn't been performing for us since he joined. Feel like we paid too much for him and is wearing an iconic number 8 jersey. Overall disappointing, really. Look, Keita's still young. I still have complete faith that we've bought a really, really good player in there. And it is tough because you have so high expectations, don't you, when he's playing in the Bundesliga and he's turning it up, absolutely turning it up, and you're thinking, wow, what a prospect. You're seeing just some of the stuff coming out. I remember every single time that he played in the Bundesliga, I was searching out videos, really, really excited. Ben used to do development watch every week, and I'd be watching that and thinking, wow, Naby Keita's really, really doing well. And obviously it's going to take him a while to settle. I think we saw him come in against West Ham and stuff like that, and he played really, really well, and I enjoyed all his performances. I don't know. I really feel like there's more to come from Keita. We can't write him off. He just needs to get a bit of confidence on the ball, and he needs to just grow into this team. He's a young kid. I say he's a kid, but he's a young player. He's going to get better. He's going to develop. We've got Jurgen Klopp there at the helm, you know what I mean? Players develop under Klopp. Players get so much better, and I can't wait for him to just... It's going to be one performance, isn't it? One performance, there I am. And then he's just going to go from step up to step up to step up. And we just need to see him... It's hard because we rotate our midfield so much, but we just need to see him have a consistent little run in the team for me, and then just be like, no, I'm the midfielder. I am this player now, and it'd be interesting to see him in the 2, so it'll be Fabinho and Keita maybe, and see how he performs in there, because otherwise we're only going to see him on the left wing unless we change formation, or we go back to the 4-3-3, which hasn't been fantastic this season, has it? So I'll be interested to see how Keita gets along. Don't write him off. You can't write him off yet. He is a fantastic prospect, and he is a good player. You see him when he gets the ball at his feet. He's just beating players for fun, and that's something that, again, we need in this team. Oxlade-Chamberlain sort of does it. Wijnaldum does it when he's allowed to get further up the pitch. Fabinho, he does it, doesn't he, from deep. But look, yeah, give Keita a load of chances, basically. So, yeah, basically the news, very, very in brief again. Rabiot, we're not in for him. Camacho has apparently been vetoed by Jurgen Klopp. He wants him to stay. Ryan Kent, Rangers won to hold talk with Liverpool over a permanent deal for him, but nothing's come out yet. And Virgil van Dijk is 4-5 on the PFA Player of the Year awards. There is odds, and no one's going to disagree with that, are they? Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. Yeah, Paul and Chris will be back for doing the news. If you haven't seen it all already, we've just done the starting 11. Chris has been basically predicting what Chris has been predicting what Jurgen Klopp wants to play against Brighton on the weekend. We've obviously got the Umbu out. Brilliant newsroom podcast that Chris and Neil Atkinson did from the Anfield Wrap. Fantastic. Go over to the website and check that out. But yeah, like I say, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube and the website, and yeah, while I click this button up here, thank you everyone.